Welcome, learners, to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something really quite new, maybe a bit daunting too, the ChatGPT agent. We've got a bunch of sources, announcements, reports, even a demo transcript. And our mission really is to navigate this with you, figure out its power, but also the cautions we really need to know. So, okay, let's unpack this. It's being called, a significant new level of capability. It seems to combine things we knew before, like operator for automated tasks and deep research for gathering info, and puts it all together with ChatGPT's intelligence. What does that mix actually change?
Well, what's really fascinating, I think, is how it's built. It's not just about responding anymore. It's designed to, think, sometimes for a long time, and use a whole toolbox of skills, and crucially, it can take actions. It uses its own virtual computer for that. It's a huge shift, right? From just giving information to actually doing things. It's about giving AI agency.
Agency.
Yeah.
That's a big word here. So what does that mean for you listening right now, practically? Yeah. This isn't your standard chatbot. It's more like a digital assistant that, gets things done. Like the sources show it scanning, over 1,500 support emails and forum posts, even checking LinkedIn profiles to figure out customer types or missing features for a company. That's kind of wild.
It really is. And we've seen some pretty compelling examples, like planning a friend's wedding, buying the outfit, booking travel, picking a gift, the whole thing. Or for work, maybe analyzing some really complex data and then spitting out a full presentation. It just shifts so fluidly, between thinking about the problem and then acting on it. Navigating websites, logging in securely, running code, and then delivering something useful like an editable slide deck or a spreadsheet.
Okay, and this is where it gets, I think, really interesting for anyone trying to be more productive. It can automate those really repetitive tasks that just, eat up your hours. Things like turning a pile of screenshots into a decent presentation. Or updating those complicated financial spreadsheets. And for your personal life. Maybe planning a whole trip itinerary or organizing a dinner party, handling RSVPs. But the performance, that's what jumps out. State of the art on complex tasks.
Yeah, that's the claim. It apparently beat human performance on DS Bench.
Which is a data science benchmark.
Exactly, a known one. And it outperformed other models on Spreadsheet Bench, too, for spreadsheet editing.
That's a massive leap.
It is. But if we look at the bigger picture, while the usefulness is, potentially huge, so are the risks. Even Sam Altman said to treat it as cutting edge and experimental, and specifically not for high-stakes stuff yet or with lots of personal info. So you have to ask, why so cautious?
Yeah, why? Well, the key new risk they talk about is something called prompt injection. Basically, think of bad actors hiding nasty instructions on a web page, maybe in code you can't see, like metadata or invisible bits. And the agent, because it's trying to be helpful and follow instructions on the page, it might get tricked into doing something bad, like sharing your private data from Gmail if it's connected, or doing something harmful on a site where you're logged in. Since it takes real actions, the damage could be much higher.
Right. That makes sense. So how do they stop that? Well, they're putting in safeguards. Robust ones, they say. The agent is trained to explicitly ask for your permission before it does things with real-world impact, like buying something.
Okay, so it asks first.
Yes. And for critical things, like sending an email, it needs your direct oversight. They call it watch mode. It basically shows you exactly what it plans to do on screen and waits for you to say go ahead.
Like a co-pilot check.
Kind of, yeah. And it's also trained just to refuse really high-risk things like bank transfers. Flat out refuse. The advice is always, give it the least access it needs for a task. Minimize that risk surface.
So the control stays with you. You can interrupt it, take over the browser yourself, stop the task whenever. And there's this on-screen narration showing what it's doing. Transparency seems key. It's built for collaboration, apparently. It might even ask you for clarification.
Right.
So let's bring this all together. What's the big takeaway here? This ChatGPT agent, it's clearly a powerful new kind of tool. It can do complex things, bridging that gap between research and actually doing, but it's also new territory. It means we, the users, need to be careful, understand these new kinds of risks.
Exactly. Society, the tech itself, and how we manage the risks, they all have to evolve together, and probably quite quickly. So as you think about maybe using these kinds of tools, think about the new digital literacy we'll all need. How do we learn to use this power safely, effectively? It's definitely something to ponder. How do we become, not just users, but maybe master conductors of this new digital orchestra?